everybody. We're David and Nikki Nellis. Welcome to Foodie the Beast.
We have such a good show for you today. Later on, you'll check out all the goods we collected today at the Bethesda Central Farm Market, and Mike Isabella is in studio. He's going to give you the 411 on Graffiato.
And we're going to have wicked fun with pastry chef Ben McCormick from the Kennedy Center Roof Terrace restaurant, and Jade Floyd and Suzanne McGrath are in talking about the Center for Wine Origins.
It's going to be a delicious show.
Planet Wine. It's like having your own wine cellar right in the heart of Delray. More than 700 bottles of domestic and imported wines offer something for every occasion and budget. For fine wines and more, there's a whole planet. Planet Wine in Delray.
In studio, we will be talking to in just a sec, Mike Isabella. Some of you out there may know who he is. He was on Top Chef, and more importantly, he's opening up a new restaurant here in D.C. called Graffiato. He's going to tell us all about it. And who else do we have?
Suzanne McGrath is back from The Curious Grape, but she's back in kind of a slightly different capacity today. Mm-hmm. She's also an ambassador for the Center for Wine Origins, and so in with her is Jade Floyd, who is with the Center for Wine Origins, and they're going to be pouring, and we'll be talking about and tasting some of the great champagnes and
pouring. There's lots of glasses over there.
You'll find out how the Center for Wine Origins protects the actual geographies that are appropriate for each of their, denominations, I guess you'd call it.
Well, and before we start with them, I also want to mention later in the show, Wicked is coming to the Kennedy Center, and we have the pastry chef from the Roof Terrace
Ben McCormick.
He brought in all these gorgeous desserts that they are now going to be serving there. You can actually take your kids in and make some, so he's going to give us all the info on that. But I think we should get into our wine.
Well, we should start with Jade and Suzanne, since they're actually pouring stuff.
Yes, they are. Let's kick it off right.
All right, so Jade, tell us, what is exactly the Center for Wine Origins and what's its mission?
Our mission is first to protect consumers and ensure that they're drinking the real deal, whether it's a champagne, a port, a Bordeaux, a wine from Napa, Sonoma. Our whole message is that location matters, and we want you to enjoy the wines. We want you to be educated, and we're also educating the sommeliers and the chefs and the retail stores.
So you're about all the rules and making sure people follow them.
Yes.
Is that the simple way to say it?
That's a simple way to say it, absolutely.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about what you brought in today.
What better way to start than with
You need to get closer to the mic.
What better way to start than with a little bit of champagne? We brought a trio of champagnes, a trio of ports, all different styles, things that you can be drinking right now.
Okay.
One of the things that...
Suzanne, you have to get close to the mic.
You're on radio,
nobody will
Suzanne.
hear you.
On radio!
Okay.
One of the things that I think is that people don't think about port during the summer, and now's the time to drink white port cocktails.
I've never even heard of white port. What is white port?
Most people haven't. 95% of the ports are made with red grapes. White port is made with white grapes, and it's light and crisp and fresh and nutty, and you should be drinking it right now.
Okay, but we're not starting off with white port. What are we starting off with?
We're starting off with champagne today.
Okay.
I have beautiful champagne from Bessarade de Bellefon, which is a really old champagne house. Everything we brought today is little boutique producers.
Okay.
Little names that you might not be thinking about, but it'd be a shame for you to miss them.
I just want to add that just this morning, Nikki described me as light and crisp and fresh and nutty, so that's...
Nutty would definitely be
what
the
a
term I
coincidence.
use. I don't remember the
Thank
light
you.
part. Thank you.
Mike, you want to take a
Mike
shot of this?
Good one for
I'm
Chef.
good. I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's bring in
Mike
Chef Isabella.
How's it going?
Dun, da, da, da.
Drum roll.
So when we originally booked this segment, we booked it. They brought you a little glass right there.
Thank you.
Because Graffiato was hopefully going to be open. And
Now we want to say what up with that.
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. No, everything is rolling. We're like really, really deep into Graffiato. Obviously, we're done with construction. We have the whole team hired, front and back of the house staff. If you walk by, you'll see me cooking in there every day, testing all the recipes. We're just trying to finalize some stuff with the city. Hopefully, we can have that done by tomorrow, and we'll have some exact
we're going to
dates.
make real nice with the city on air, right?
Of course. I mean,
we can't wait to work with the city.
Your two Lincoln Navigators have to be delivered. That bag of money.
No. Shh.
Oh, sorry.
Like, we could say that after.
I'd been open already if that was true.
Well, for those who don't know about your new restaurant, I can't imagine there's many in the city who don't. Give us just a little info and background on the concept.
Well, where and when? That's the other.
Graffiato is located in Penn Quarter. We're on 6th Street, like close to G, right across from the Verizon. It's a small plate concept. It's Italian inspired. People ask me, what's Italian inspired? This is a lot of Italian flavors I grew up with as a kid in New Jersey, coming from an Italian family. And
so it's Jersey inspired.
It's really partially. There's always Jersey.
Is it better than the flavors we used to get on the turnpike driving north?
It's definitely better than the flavors, and the smells are also a little bit better.
Okay.
But,
thank goodness.
So we just take those and I kind of reincorporate them into dishes that I do now, into my techniques now. So it's not a lot of classic food. I mean, there's some simple stuff on there that's traditional, but obviously there's a dish on the menu. It's like king crab with sea urchin and guanciale, what is that?
I don't remember that on any menu in New Jersey, but okay.
Exactly, but guanciale is, it's a charcuterie. It's a cured pork jowl, so it's stuff that my grandma cooked within sauces and stuff. So again, it's an inspiration of a flavor that I remember eating with her that I incorporated into something fun that I think is exciting.
Well, let's talk about.
I'm going to jump in with a question because we got about a minute and change. So. You are still obligated to the Top Chef TV show to do stuff around the country, right?
Yes, a little bit, very little. It's running out.
So is that winding down because
very much so?
You were, I know you know this, extremely popular. You're like a big sex symbol. Not in here and not now, not with me, of course.
I hope not.
So, very cute. But so, I mean, that's ending. So you will be in the restaurant. You will be behind the stove and all that.
I did pretty much my guarantee appearances with Top Chef.
Okay.
I will be there. I do have upcoming events. We have James Beard coming up. We're working on a cookbook. I mean, there's a lot of things.
But we have to take a quick break, and when we come back, I do want to just talk about the cookbook a little bit. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
So this is David and Nikki Nellis with Foodie and the Beast. We're going to be talking more with Mike Isabella. Now, he may be pouring Prosecco, but we're going to be drinking champagne. We'll be back in just a sec.
The phrase neighborhood restaurant means convenience, but not necessarily style or good taste. But in DC's West End, Circle Bistro, Noti Bianche, and Dish Plus Drinks take neighborhood dining to new levels. Circle Bistro offers contemporary French-inspired cuisine. Dish has new twists on American classics. And Noti Bianche is the perfect Italian trattoria. The Kennedy Center is just steps away, so pre- and post-theater dining is enjoyable and convenient. Dish, Noti Bianche, and Circle Bistro. There's good taste in the neighborhood.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Foodie and the Beast with David and Nikki Nellis. We have Top Chef, star chef.
How
about
Mike we take
Isabella
Top Chef
here.
off and we just say Graffiato, restaurateur, and chef
owner,
Mike Isabella.
Now you're interrupting me.
I can't help it.
I want a divorce, but not
too.
For about 20 years.
Okay.
Now you're doing a cookbook too. Like, what?
I'm in the weeds right now, as we like to say, in the kitchen. Yeah, I signed a cookbook deal with DiCapo, and actually
DiCapo is like the capo, like the capo di tutti cap. Like sounds like a mafia thing. And that's not a slur. That's not an Italian thing, but it just sounds like.
Yeah, no, they're a production company based out of New York, and they are a national company. They're all over the country. They're going to really focus on my book. We kind of sold them on an idea called Flavors from a Jersey Italian. Obviously,
great.
growing up in Jersey, getting a lot of that classic, stuff. But it's a lot of stories about me growing up cooking with my grandmother and my mother, all the way to me now. Some of my travels through Greece and stuff, and different chefs I've worked for. So you'll see the evolution of the food grow. So you see a lot of classics in there. Some of them, like my reinvented grandma's meatballs and gnocchis, and obviously with a lot of my touches and things like that throughout.
Will you be writing, will it be essay focused or recipe? I mean, will there be stories in there?
There's stories behind it. Carol Blymier is actually, we just hired her. She'll be writing the book for me.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and our focus, when me and Carol were sitting down talking, is I wanted her to really capture who I am. And who
are you?
I don't even know sometimes.
Who is the real Mike Isabella?
My wife asked me the same question. But so Carol will be writing the book, and it's just me talking about going to the carnival and getting the Zeppelis and eating the Zeppelis and having the powdered sugar all over my shirt, and how I recreated those Zeppelis into what's going on in my book right now, and just a lot of stories and stuff like that behind it. Like I just think people really want to know what goes on. After the episode on Top Chef about the whole family Ellis Island, people were were really, really intrigued about me. I felt, and I kind of helped The whole book deal.
All right, so
Wait.
it's Graffiato, Graffiato. There's already a
Give
website
them the
up.
address.
Yeah, it's graffiatodc.com. Just to come check us out there. You'll see what's going on with the opening. Follow me on Twitter at Mike Isabella DC.
And the
You know,
restaurant's on 6th Street right behind Verizon, right?
right across the street from the Verizon.
NG, right?
Yeah, 6th and G.
Excellent.
So just walk by when it's open. Look for the people with the cap shirts on. That's what it will.
All right, Mike. Thanks so much. All right. Well, before we have Mitch Berliner on the phone.
Mitch, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning, kids.
We've got Farmer Mitch Berliner on the phone from the Bethesda Central Farm Market. Mitch, I want to understand how this happened, because one minute you're DC's ice cream king, and the next you're partnered with Ann Brody Cove, and you become the king and queen of locally sourced and sustainable foods. I know you reasonably well now. Did you suddenly grow a conscience and just... What happened?
It was pretty crazy. What happened was very simple. The best ideas are always simple ones. Ann and I have been talking about there's really no fantastic, comprehensive farmers market in the middle of downtown Bethesda, Chevy Chase area. And the people here are very sophisticated. They want this kind of stuff. They're highly educated. And why isn't there one? So bottom line is, we went to Federal Realty, the Bethesda Road people. We said, you should have a market here. And they said, that's a great idea. And we said, oh, we can give you a little help if you want. They said, we don't know anything about this. You do it. Ann and I looked at each other and said, okay, so careful what you wish for.
Well, I think what you wished for was pretty good. What was your initial idea behind the market? I mean, we were there this morning and we picked up some glorious product. Did you imagine it to be 40 vendors? I mean, did you have something specific in mind, you and Ann?
Well, we did. We had several things in mind. Again, simple concepts. We wanted people to be able to get basically all their food shopping done. So we wanted meat and poultry and eggs and cheeses and, of course, produce. And we wanted farms from throughout the region, from West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Maryland, so that we could follow the season and have a very long season. We wanted fish. We wanted specialty items. We wanted a market that had everything, and we wanted best in class. And we wanted this to be what we call the next generation market.
So how did you do that? I mean, how did you find, I mean, as I said, we were there this morning, so like we got blueberries from Moody Blues, and we got those fabulous greens, the gourmet salad mix from the community garden. I mean, how did you find these people?
Well, first, Ann and I combined, I don't know if I should say this, because you're not supposed to talk about women's age, but combined, we've been in the food business for over 85 years.
So Ann is 25.
Right, Ann is 12, and you're, you know.
Right,
and you don't even deny it, because we've seen you.
Right, I'm 114 and 12.
Right.
So, anyway, so we just knew a lot of people, and we approached them. And interestingly enough, it's very interesting. In very short order, I was getting calls, emails from very unusual people. And we're doing things that other markets don't do. For instance, you got Moody blueberries. Well, this guy specializes in blueberries. The first ones this season are called Dukes. They're very large, sweet blueberries. He's practically sold out right now. But
Good thing we got there early.
That's all he does, for the most part. And most markets would say, well, you need to be here year-round. You need to make a commitment. I want to help the farmers. I want to bring something unusual to the patrons of the market and people in the area.
Noted. All right, Mitch, I know you're so busy because you're running this market. Just tell us quickly where people can find you, because you're not just available on Sundays. Where are your other markets?
The Bethesda Central Farm Market also operates on Bethesda Lane. That's that little lane, that's a pedestrian lane between Elm and Bethesda Avenue, like where Redwood Restaurant is. It's a smaller market. It's a midday market Thursdays from 11 to 3, and we have some different vendors there as well, and some of the same. Some of the same vendors are people like Upper Crust Bakery right here in Montgomery County. They make some of the most fabulous European-style breads. We also have a wonderful outfit out of Baltimore that does smoked salmon many, many different ways, smoked trout. They're a wonderful addition there. And so those are the two Bethesda Central Farm Markets that we're running. We also have at the Sunday market, we have wine tastings. We are the only market that features almost every single Sunday throughout the year, and we feature a different Maryland winery. Most people don't even know, but Maryland has about 50 wineries now.
All right. Well, we were there, so we can attest to the fact that the thing was almost still opening up, and there were already tons of people jamming the booths. So,
yeah, we are really getting big crowds. We're people-friendly. We're dog-friendly. A lot of markets don't allow dogs, but we have nice wide aisles, so we welcome everybody. And what's interesting, it's really community-minded market. We've done things with the Red Cross. We've done blood drives. We are very hooked in with Manna Foods, the Montgomery County Food Bank, where we have a grant and we go purchase from the farmers at the end of the market each week. We purchase all stuff that's left over. We send not canned goods, but fresh food to the Manna Food Bank every week. So we're very proud of that.
All good. All right. Mitch, unfortunately, we got to go. That's Mitch Berliner from the Bethesda Central Farm Market, the new advertiser on this show. Bless your heart.
Thank you, Mitch. We'll definitely see you next weekend.
Well, I thank you guys for coming to the market and having me on the show. All the best, and remember, no fighting.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right. I want to bring in Executive Pastry Chef Ben McCormick from the Roof Terrace Restaurant at the Kennedy Center.
Who has come bearing gifts.
Ben has brought in, I don't even know how to describe it. This is like, just don't let my kids in here. The most gorgeous array of pastries, and it's all to celebrate the fact that Wicked, the hit Broadway show, is coming to the Kennedy Center on June 18th, right?
Correct. Yep.
Man, no, June 15th. June 15th through the middle of August. So tell us why you're going to all the trouble to celebrate Wicked this way.
Well, actually, we came up with this concept with Mary Poppins. We did a high tea.
Is she real?
As far as I know.
She's your collaborator.
That's right. And we did a high tea, and we did a cupcake decorating. With the cupcake craze going on, it was great. We had parents and kids come in. I get to go out there and play with the kids for a couple hours, and we decided to do something similar with Wicked. We're actually doing witches' flourless chocolate cakes with witches' hats, so we can kind of incorporate a little bit more adult and children. But we're going to do the similar thing. We're going to do decorating. We're going to do a little workshop with the families.
So it's something that families can come in prior to the show, after the show? How does it work?
Prior to or before the show on matinee days, on Saturday and Sundays. And we're going to have a high tea set up with mini desserts, mini tea sandwiches, teas.
Camera person.
And all the trimmings plus the decoration, and I'll be there to do some hands-on training.
How much fun!
I think it's going to be a blast. So.
Actually, let's hold those up.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
Jade will now demonstrate the...
Jade, you may have a second career here. You're very good at display. Yes, you're very
Jade's
good.
hot. Jade could have lots of careers.
I know.
There we go.
All right. Well, when we come back, we'll give you a break. We're going to talk a little bit more about what you guys are doing over there at the Roof Terrace Restaurant at the Kennedy Center. This is David and Nikki Nellis with Foodie and the Beast. We're also going to have some white port, and I'm going to be digging into some chocolate cake. We'll be back in just a sec.
Planet Wine in Del Rey is more than just 700 great wines. There's also a stellar selection of craft beers picked by Greg Engert, one of Food & Wine's favorite beer experts, and artisan charcuterie from Red Apron. For fine wines, beers, and more, there's a whole planet. Planet Wine in Del Rey.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Foodie and the Beast with David and Nikki Nellis. Before we get back into the show, I just want to quickly thank the folks that make the show possible, our wonderful sponsors, the people at Georgetown Bagelry, the best bagels in D.C.
They're still warm.
Neighborhood Restaurant Group, Founding Farmers down on Pennsylvania Avenue, and Farmers and Fishers at the Georgetown Harbor. Modus Hospitality Group, Noti Bianchi Dish, and Circle Bistro, all great restaurants right near the Kennedy Center. Ben is nodding. Charles Schwartz and Son Fine Jewelers. Yes, a jeweler advertises on our show. And Bethesda Central Farm Market. Okay, Ben, let's get back to you.
So tell us a little bit about the class and how it will go and what people can expect while they're there.
Yeah, well, they'll show up. It's very relaxed. We have our food set up, so the parents or the kids can all eat and enjoy. We have the table set up. They have little chef hats and little aprons. They come in.
Not witches' hats?
No, not for this one. But I got paintbrushes for. I got colored cocoa butter, so they can draw on the hats. I got different decorations they can put on there, and we'll do a little assistance. Show them how to work the piping bag. Show them, talk a little bit about the chocolate. It'll be. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I really do think, I mean, I have children, that more and more with the Food Network and all the cooking shows that are on TV, kids get it. I mean, it's not just about eating sweets. There's something about the process of making it look good, understanding where it comes from. I mean, my kids go to the farmers markets. They understand.
Yeah, my daughter, she's 10. She's actually doing a cooking camp this summer.
Excellent.
So she's all about it.
All right, well, Chef, thank you for bringing in all these wonderful treats.
Thanks for having
me. We're hoping we can get tickets and get our kids to one of your classes this summer. Ladies, we're going to go back to you.
Stick around.
Suzanne and Jade. We got just a couple minutes left. Tell us what you're going to pour next, and, tell us how people can get in touch with you.
Absolutely. You can visit us online at www.wineorigins.com. There you can learn about port, champagne, our efforts for location. But also you can follow us on Twitter. We're at Wine Origins. We're on Facebook. And we are also sponsoring a number of wine festivals across the U.S.
Okay.
The most recent one that's coming up is San Diego Wine and Food Festival. That's a little later in the year, but we're one of the premier sponsors. We'll be there. We'll have some VIP tastings, education sessions, and also, of course, be there at the grand tasting, pouring you great champagnes and port.
Well, I got a question for Suzanne, because when you buy a bottle of wine from Chianti country, there's the Gallo Nero and Di Origine Controllata and all that stuff. Are there that kind of certifications and controls for ports?
Absolutely. Just like you see the pink strip over the top of a Italian wine, or the rooster on a bottle of Chianti, with port you also have a white strip that covers the top of the bottle, and that is your sign of authenticity. So
is that strip?
A strip right here. You may see, for example, a wine from Australia or a wine from California that's called port. It won't have a strip like this. So it's an easy way for consumers to know they're getting the real deal. They don't have to look too closely at where it's from. They know if they see a strip like that, that's the real deal.
Now, let's just talk about the white port that you just poured. I mean, it looks like cognac.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like...
It
doesn't look... First of all, it's in this white bottle. You have no idea what's in there.
This is a very modern style port bottle. This is a little bit out on a limb, I would say. This is from actually a French-owned port house, Roses. Which is the only French-owned port house that I know of. And they want to make it a little more accessible. They want to make it hip for young people to try port, which is such a traditional dish.
So underage college kids, listen up.
Not underage. So, but we've been talking about white port all morning. People really don't know about it.
I didn't know about it.
It's a go-to drink for me this summer. I've really been turning people onto it. We had a white port tasting at the Curious Grape a couple of months ago, and people went crazy. You would drink it chilled.
Okay.
As you can see, it's sort of a golden color. It's not truly white, but they're not very sweet as some other types of ports. You could drink it with a little bit of chill on it, or you can do as the Portuguese do during the summer. You turn it into a white port cocktail. Mix it with a little bit of tonic water. And some people say a twist of lime, but I get a lot of orangey, apricot-y flavors in these wines. I think a little twist of orange would be even better.
Interesting. But you could even put it over ice.
You could totally put it over ice. And you can also drink some of the tawny ports with a little bit of a chill on them as an aperitif, too. It's not something people would think. I think one of the problems with port is they think of it as a dessert wine.
Right.
But these are wines that I would pair with savory things. Blue cheeses, strong cheeses, salted nuts, toasted almonds. Serve it with that, and all of a sudden it's a fantastic aperitif.
I'm glad I'm doing this show, because
look how much you're learning.
150 years old. I don't know any of this stuff. And that's
well, we are running out of time, but Suzanne, we do want to tell people that the Curious Grape is moving. We can't say where.
I know where.
But I don't.
I made her tell.
Okay. But it's coming back soon.
It's coming back soon.
So the Curious Grape, right now, the doors are closed in Shirlington.
Yes, we're closed for our transition.
Okay.
And we will be reopening, hopefully September, October timeframe.
Okay.
And we will be announcing very soon where. It won't be far, but we have not yet disclosed the new location. But the most important thing, it's going to be bigger, better, a lot more fun for us and for
everybody
our customers.
Else.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank you both for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
So much education. Excellent.
All right, that's it. We're done. Have a great
delicious week.